Hi everyone, my name is Miss Cruz. I'm going to be showing you how to get started on your paper folding, scoring, and curling techniques that you should be doing in your sketchbook. Okay, so the supplies that you'll need for this is some construction paper or cardstock. You need some scissors and a hot glue gun with hot glue stick. Okay, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm putting it to the side so it won't burn me. And I think that's it regarding the supplies you need. You should have 5 sections. This one, it should be a scored leaf that we're going to be making, a pinched petal, a 3D cuts on circle, a curled eyelash, and then a squiggly scored feather. So I'm going to show you really quickly how to do these. Okay, the very first one I'm going to show you is this 3D cuts on a circle. And so I went ahead and got this cut out a circle out of blue construction paper, and what you want to do is, oh, I forgot, you do need an X-Acto knife for this part. So remember, when you use an X-Acto knife, you need a protective surface so that it doesn't harm your surface in which you're cutting. So that's what this cardboard's for. And before using it, I think I'm going to go ahead and make some cuts. Some lines so that I know where to cut. So I'm going to cut some V shapes. Your shapes don't have to be V, but you can make other shapes to make this 3D look. Or you gotta experiment. Okay, so once you have these shapes down, go ahead and get your X-Acto knife, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut these. I'm not going to do all these. Probably just do these first 2 rows. Alright, go ahead and put your X-Acto knife up. And what you want to do is, you want to go ahead and push these cuts up and just kind of bend it back some. Okay. Okay. I think how much you bend is really just a preference. Okay, and there you have it. You can see that it's 3D. Yep. Okay, so this is one way in which you can cut your paper for your mask. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and look at something else. By the way, as you get done with these, you would glue these down to your sketchbook page. Okay. I know that since these are 3D, your sketchbook won't fully close correctly. I'm okay with that. It's okay if some of these get smushed, but I would be able to tell if you did it correctly. Okay. All right. So there's that. I'm going to go ahead and put that aside though, because I'm going to be using this surface. Okay. The next thing I want to show you is how to create a scored leaf. Okay. Now a scored leaf, I'm going to go ahead and use yellow for this. Make any type of leaf. Now the leaf, this is just the part that comes out, but you need a piece that connects to your mask. So get in the habit of putting extra so that you can go ahead and glue that piece when pasting it. This is where you need scissors for this. Now if you're making multiples, like you need more of these for your mask assignment, I would go ahead and take this, I would actually cut squares, multiple squares, very similar to this right here, and I would make a whole bunch all at once. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Just like so, and then put this on top, and then cut multiples out so that you can have a whole bunch. In fact, I'll probably just do that right now so I can show you. Make sure you hold it securely and that you don't put too much paper, otherwise it's going to be hard to cut. Okay, and of course don't forget, leave this intact. You don't want to get rid of that because you're going to need that to help glue. Okay, so here's some pieces. You can actually even invert it, turn it over, and where it's opposite. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is marbled paper, so it's kind of multicolored. So, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and put these away and just work with this one. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just fold that because I know that that will be the piece that you're going to be gluing down later. So scoring, all that is you need something sharp. I actually just use scissors. Some people use a scoring tool, some people use the X-Acto knife, but I always put too much pressure when I use the X-Acto knife, and I always end up cutting through it. But it seems that scissors have just enough, and I can control it better. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and open your scissors as much as possible, and you're going to use one of the ends to actually do the scoring. Okay, you might want to mark it before actually doing it with that. I'm actually going to mark it right there. Okay. Alright, so you're going to get your scissors and very carefully with the point, go ahead and you're kind of like engraving almost. You don't want to cut all the way through. Okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to fold it. You can see, can you see that? That's a nice sleeve. You're actually you can fold this little flap back, and that could be the part that you actually glue down to your mask. Sometimes I even cut little slits right here so that paper does not give, and so if you glue it down, like right there, you can still see it. That's a good tip whenever you start adding these to your masks. Okay. Alright, so that's how you do that one. The feather, since this is also scored, I'll go ahead and show you how to do that real quick. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw it. We have a little piece that we're going to be attaching to our mask or to the sketchbook page. Now, you can put all kinds of details on your paper. You could pierce your paper with a needle to where you can see sunlight through those little holes. You can cut slits in it, similar to what I'm about to do to this feather. There's a lot of different things that you can do to your paper to make it more interesting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead . There's my squiggly line. You could also make this feather squiggly if you really wanted to, but I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. I like to cut little piece out, then put a slit. Cut a piece out, 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 a slit. And then you repeat on the other side. And so on. So I'm not going to do this whole thing, but I'm just going to do some of it so that you can have an idea regarding how to do it. Before I score it, I'm going to cut out some of these slits. So remember, you need to protect your tabletop surface. And I'm going to go ahead and this should be cutting out these slits. Okay. You always want to practice safety while using this X-Acto knife. It's very sharp and it can hurt you. So make sure you follow that video or the demonstration over how to properly use the X-Acto. Okay. Okay. I'm going to do just a couple on this side so you can get the idea. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my scissors and I'm going to open it and use the tip to score it. Careful not to press too hard, but you gotta add some pressure. Just don't press so hard to where it cuts through it. You could even practice before doing it so that you can get a good feel. There you have it. Even flip some of these up and down so that you can see the different types of cuts. Oh, you can see how it kind of went through right there. Okay, and then I'm going to put this down. There you go. It's kind of hard to see, but it is there. And it looks really cool. It looks great, my feather. Okay. Alright. So we've done that one, the curled eyelashes, pinched petal. The pinched petal is actually quite simple. All you need to do is you can cut a whole bunch of petals very similar to these leaf type forms. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Creating like a petal type form. Okay, and what you're doing is I actually just cut a slit is what I do. Not very high up, and then you fold it over where it, you're pinching it. Okay. And these look real nice when you have a whole bunch of these. Okay. My glue gun's ready. Maybe I should start gluing. I can show you. Put a little bit. Oh, that's almost too much. Careful with that hot glue gun. It gets hot. It will burn you. Okay. Yeah, that was a little too much. Okay. There you go. Okay, so there's that one. There's your pinched petal. Okay, now the curled eyelashes. This is really simple. What you do for this one is you need a pencil for this. And I actually just got a piece. You can curl just about any type of paper as long as it's bendable. You need a pencil, so you go ahead and grab this and you roll it on your pencil. Okay. Hold it there for a little bit. Okay. And so that's how you roll. Now you use the same technique when you curl eyelashes, make paper eyelashes. So, oh, and by the way, some people do it the other way to make long rolls. So like here's a piece of blue. If you go ahead and just get your paper and fold it this way.